Hey guys, Heaffey here, brand main. So just a little introduction, I am the brand main. I got to Diamond last season with pretty much brand alone and I have 58% win rate. So hopefully I know a thing or two about brand. I'm just making this video to show you how I like to build him and just to say thank you for 2,000 subscribers. So I just made this video as a little thank you. To start off with, it's always Durans and 2 pots. I tried doing Dark Seal, but without the mana regen, brand really struggles. On your first back, you probably want to get a refillable pot and a ward, and definitely boots. If you've got a little bit more money, you can also get a ruby crystal. I recommend the ruby crystal over the amp tome, mainly because the ruby crystal can save your life, and the amp tome just doesn't make the difference that you need it to make. If you're ahead or you're against a champion with avoidable skill shots, you probably want to rush level 2 boots. So the Sork boots are great early on because one, if you have an advantage, they can really help you keep pressing that advantage because it's really difficult for people to get away with you. As well as the Sork boots actually themselves give you a load of damage because brand has high base damage, so it's the additional magic pen that gives you the sort of burst as opposed to AP like some other champions. It's for that reason that our first major item is a Liandry's. Liandry's so good on brand because of all the magic pen you get. It just means your high base damage does a lot more. Also, because of your passive has damage over time, it's got quite a long effect. You're quite often re-triggering that Liandry's effect, so it's great. So the Liandry's burn just goes on and on and on. Which leads to our second major item, and that's the Crystal Scepter. The Riley's Crystal Scepter and the Liandry's synergize so well together. The Crystal Scepter keeps your enemy slow, and the Riley's does double damage for all sort of slows and movement impaired, so they just sync really well together. You end up doing a huge amount of damage and they just don't expect it. And because your abilities are damage over time, this effect for both the Liandry's and the Crystal Scepter lasts a long time. Because brand isn't a mobile champion in this meta, which is quite favourable to mobility champions, you need something a little extra. So the Rileys and the Liandry's both give you health, and this health is essential because otherwise brand just wouldn't be around long enough. You can't go full glass cannon with brand because of his lack of mobility. So the health you get from both these items is essential. These 2 items are your core build every game without fail. The fact is, brand is a damage over time champion who's AoE as well, so he gets damage to pretty much the whole enemy team and the damage just lasts. So what that means is you can effectively, it's like having an ultimate. The Riley slows the entire team and it just lasts such a long time. So as brand you can have a whole team slowed and taking damage just as a side effect. From here on out, it's situational. You've got 4 items to choose from. You've got the Hourglass, you've got the Void Staff, you've got Banshee's Veil, and Morelos, which I definitely probably pronounced wrong. My most common pick is usually the Hourglass because I think it's a great item. It's got good stats, the cooldown reduction and the AP help you do a lot of things, but also it's quite a good defensive item. So you get some armor, but the Hourglass effect itself is incredibly useful for against mages as well, so quite often you can see before a mage does a big spell, so the Hourglass can help protect you from that as well, so it's quite a good item. Void Staff's an obvious one. If they start building magic resist, you want the Void Staff and you get a massive spike in your damage, so that's always good. Just pay attention to what your enemies are building. Morelos is another great item. It's mainly for when they've got big heals, so if they've got like a Mundo or a Singed or even like a Soraka on their team, you just need something with a grievous wound that can stop people from healing, and that can really make a big difference in team fights. So I mainly save it for against like Healy comps, or like if they've got 3 champions with lifesteal, even things like Katarina, Morelos is great for that. Finally, the last item I like to consider is the Banshee's Veil. Sometimes it's just needed. If they've got like a champion like a Blitzcrank, you just need something that can just sort of save your life sometimes. So sometimes I build the Banshees. And so yeah, the core build, Riley's, Liandry's, and the rest have got to be situational. You've got to sort of adapt, practice a bit, see what items work and what ones you can use. Right, that's the end of the playlist. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like and subscribe button. Be sure to check out my brand guide and my brand Veep playlist. And anyway, good luck in the league, and remember, don't brand cosplay at home.